Don't you get it? I am Mrs.
Hey, let's not start with that.
I'm just saying, Cinema Pete.
Toy Story is a movie with a bunch of toys, and Andy is the owner of them. Andy, for his birthday, he gets a new toy, but the main one, Woody, he wants to get rid of him, so he's still the favorite. And then they both get lost somewhere, and then they have to team up to try and work together and get back to Andy. And then they sometimes do. And then you should watch this movie because it's good and funny and it has toys.
Hey, welcome to What Do You Think of This? We are revisiting the best things from our past to let you know whether they're the best thing for your future.
Yeah, we are.
I'm Jeff Abiad. This is Josue Escobar.
What's up, everybody?
We had a special guest in the studio today.
We did. It was really fun.
Snow days at home, which means kids are at home, which means they were here to do it in person.
Yep. Yeah. It was pretty interesting, pretty fun.
Never in my life have I'm from Arizona, so I didn't shovel a whole lot of snow. But since living in Virginia, I was concerned about the shoveling action, but this wasn't that. This was a layer of ice over snow. So it was like chop your way out of your walkway, driveway, and then pick up chunks and throw them.
You know, I was out there with a garden shovel, a metal garden shovel. Yep. And the narrow kind. So it was really good for like pickaxing into the ice. And the entire time in my head, I was singing to myself that intro music to Frozen. Oh, yeah. The heart. And winter snow and binding. Yeah. Chop to the heart, frozen sea. I don't know what
I don't know the words. Yeah, that song always struck me as so odd. I'm like, this feels nothing like the whole rest of the movie.
I know, it's really weird. But I mean, it was so appropriate for me out there just working on ice.
Yeah.
Chipping at ice. It was crazy.
Yeah, like penguins and Santa and ice.
It was wild, man.
God.
It was so immediately frozen. You know, it was snow and then the sleet or whatever, the falling ice. Yeah. It just made like layers of snow and ice that you had to get yourself out of. Yep. And the people were supposed to clear the snow. The people. They did the worst. They didn't do a job. They didn't do a bad job. They just went around to do the job. Our street was like not cleared until Thursday morning at like 1:00. Ours, they came through rather quickly, but the plow always dumps a pile of snow right at the end of our driveway. This just happens to be the case right where we live every time we move. It's like, I don't think about it. Yeah. Must be why the house was available. Like, I can't do it with winter anymore. And so our neighbor has a long driveway and then we're like right on the edge and they tend to dump it a little more towards our side. Oh gosh, so once I started digging, I was on a mission to get out to the street and to make the piles distinctly not in my driveway, which really worked out. It was a lot of work. I was the first guy out there. Amanda and I were both doing it. Jeez. She was out there before I was. She's very motivated. And I'm like, well, I guess I ought to get out there too. But anyway, I got to the road and I kept the pile. So when the plow came, he just dumped it to the sides. And I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was actually respectful for once. Yeah. He just kind of came in straight. I watched him and I don't know if he saw me peeking out the window, but he just drove that snow and just went right over there. I'm like, yes. This amount of snow too is going to stick around with us for quite some time. Because it's not going to get below freezing for a while. You mean above? Above freezing, yeah. Yeah, it's never been this cold here. Yeah. I don't know. Other parts of the country feeling the same. Unless you're in Florida, you know what we're talking about. Exactly, yeah. If you're in Florida, let me know. We want to come. Rub it in. Yeah, invite us. Yeah. So we, Arizona didn't have the snow. It did this. Watching this movie today, we're talking about Toy Story, number 1, as the first in our trilogy. In our year of trilogies. I mostly watched in Arizona because that's when I was this age to see this movie. Came out in 95, right? Yeah. 95. But it did make me think of just toys in general, like believing your toy had a personality. We talked about your crying bunny. Yeah. Did you have any other toys that you were like almost convinced or you would imagine that they were alive? Well, Chucky. Oh, yeah.
My buddy doll.
That's right. We did.
Totally thought he was alive.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Threw him out in the garbage. Disembodied him.
Make sure I take him apart.
Yeah. Well,
you're like Sid.
That whole thing was crazy. I loved that doll in the day, but at night I wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a long time now. It's weird how when you transition into adulthood, some of those things that were such a staple in your everyday life, like, talking with your action figures or whatever, and it just kind of obviously fades off. You're not a kid, but I'm trying to remember being a kid and like talking to my toys. And if I ever was like,
well, it's crazy that, we have this like at least I had this attachment to my toys.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got plenty of stories, but there's two stories in particular. One was where my brother had all these He-Man action figures. Yeah, it's funny because He-Man's coming back.
He's coming back.
And once he grew up and kind of stopped playing with toys a lot, my mom or my dad, they got a trash bag full of all of those toys.
Yeah.
And I think either donated them or threw them away.
Okay.
And my brother was like, whoa, like, what, why? Just because I don't play with them, I don't mean I don't want to keep them.
Right.
There's this like attachment, And I had the same type of attachment too with, I had an Iron Man action figure.
Oh.
But he was the War Machine Iron Man. So it was like the silver, really shiny silver. He had like, they don't make toys like they used to. I want to say that.
What an old man thing to say, but you're right.
The way the detail on this toy and like the articulation and the gadgets that you put on and off, and it looked really good.
Yeah.
You looked at it really closely and it had really good detail. Now you have to spend a bunch of money to get toys like that. And back then they were like, what? $10, $15.
They weren't all like that though. Remember the Kenner, like the Star Wars action figures?
I'm talking about the nicer ones. Yeah. But even that, like the nicer ones weren't crazy expensive. Now to get something that quality is what, $200?
I truly don't know what prices are normal anymore.
Yeah,
we
I've
live in
seen some
Northern
stuff.
Virginia and inflation and whatever.
That's true.
Like all those years of our parents and our grandparents being like, when I was a kid, you could get a Snickers bar for a nickel, And now I'm like, yeah.
But I still think about that Iron Man action figure from time to time because I
what does that mean?
The same window that I jumped out of to get in, to go trick or treating. If you remember that story,
I do remember that.
That same window I dropped that Iron Man out of and never found him. And I still think like, man, that I wish I still had it. And I've actually looked up on eBay and found the same action figure, and I could buy it. It's like $20, $30. Somebody who has the same one. It's not crazy.
Well, it's better than 200.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, it's not. There are some action figures that are that, but the vintage ones, this guy wasn't as sought after.
I mean, we talked this whole show about revisiting nostalgic things. Do you think it's legitimately was that great, or your memory of it was just that it was that great?
I think it's my memory of it. Have you ever done the thing where, so this Iron Man action figure with me everywhere because he was so robust. He was so like badass. I loved him.
Yeah.
Would you ever do this thing? Maybe I might have problems. Maybe you guys would probably judge. Don't judge me for this. I would take not just him, but other toys. And while my parents were driving and I'm in the back seat, I would stick my hand out with the toy in my hand out the window and be like, if I drop him, like he'll be gone forever. Would I turn around? Would I find him again? I would like kind of like play this game of like, I almost like suicide.
There is a name. There is
like,
a word for that phenomenon. I've not experienced it with a toy, but I used to feel that when I was driving and I was like college age, and I'd be driving that stretch of I-10 from Tucson to Phoenix or something.
Okay,
and it's all just straight road. I mean, just desert and just flat straight road for most of the way. And occasionally I would have this thought, like, if I just took the wheel and went.
You got everyone's life in your own hands.
Or just even if it was just me. And I was like, it's like you would never do that. But the thought comes and you're like, oh, that's crazy. This all could just end.
This all could just...
Speaking of existential crises, maybe we should get into this.
Yes, let's do it.
I want to start into today with an opening game that is going to be quote based,
but it's going to be fill in the blank.
All right, cool.
Because I was going to do like guess the Toy Story quote, but they're all just mostly two characters that say most of the quotes.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
The other ones just make noises, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No. There's a lot of quotes in Toy Story. So today I'm going to give you a list of 10 and you're going to try, you Josue and you at home, to fill in the blank.
I'm trying to think of what like the toy soldier guy said.
Where's your honor, sir?
We never leave a soldier behind.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Sarge, go on without me. So 1 point per quote. Some of these have multiple blanks.
Okay.
We'll keep track of score. You guys keep track of your score at home. Let us know in the comments if you beat Josue. Okay?
Bring it on.
I'm going to start you off easy. If you've seen Toy Story, even if you haven't seen Toy Story, you may know this one, but we're going to work our way to a couple deeper cuts. Here we go. Quote number 1. This isn't flying. This is...
falling with style.
Very good.
That was Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't. It was the opposite of Forrest Gump.
No, it was... it was...
it was him first, but this version of it is at the end of the movie. The quote comes up twice.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yep. Tom Hanks says it the first time, and then Buzz says it
at the end.
At the end of the second
finale.
time. He's like, Buzz, you're flying. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm falling with style.
Very good. Good job,
Tim Allen.
Very good. He embodies that character, or that character embodies him very well. Mm-hmm. It's just very well suited. Even Woody, like flailing around with his limbs. I'm like, I've never seen Tom Hanks quite do that, but you know.
But he's kind of, at 95, he was a little lanky, you know, kind of thing, wiry.
Not
guy.
like David S. Pumpkins. Number 2, the blank. The blank is our master.
The claw is our master.
I was asking my kids when we watched this, like, what's some of your favorite characters in this movie? And, outside of the like, oh, Woody, maybe Buzz, but the aliens came up very, very soon on. Mm. It's a stranger from the outside. Ooh. Quote number 3. There seems to be no sign of blank anywhere.
No sign of life anywhere. That is
yes,
Buzz.
You're missing a word in there. No sign of
intelligent life.
Very good.
Was he right?
Pixar in this movie established themselves with a sort of a pattern that I feel like continues on, where there are just some well-written lines that come and just go right by.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't, as an animator, as an animation studio, you didn't have to do that work, but you did. And that little nuance I really enjoyed about this movie. We'll see if it continues on, but I have a feeling it does in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I love some of the throwaway lines that they put in there, or not throwaway lines, but stuff that kids don't go over kids' heads.
Yep. Like
Bo Peep and Woody. What was the very first one? Something about tonight or whatever. If you're lucky tonight or something, I don't know. But they were very flirty,
something
flirtatious.
About putting the sheep in the in the barn tonight, or I don't remember. You're right. That's not one of my quotes. I can't remember it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try my best not to read this like the character because I feel like that makes it too easy. But you're gonna know it.
Inconceivable. No.
Yeah, you are a toy. You aren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're
an action figure.
Good job. Did it make it harder? I was like, if I read this in his voice, you're just going to hear it and say it. Great standout moment. Quote number 5. Speaking of character you just mentioned, I'm just a couple of blank away.
I'm just a couple of blank away.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
This is a Bo Peep quote. I'm just a couple of...
blocks away.
I'm just a couple
As she
of
walks by
away.
blocks.
Yeah.
Alphabet blocks.
That one was for the kids.
So was Andy sharing his room with his baby sister?
We had this arrangement sometimes with our kids where there would be a room where the bassinet would kind of end up. And I think...
That's what happened?
No, wasn't that the toy room? I guess it was all the same room, wasn't it?
Yeah, because his bed was there, yeah.
There's a whole backstory of this movie that I don't know. Like, where's the dad? Is the mom getting a divorce? Is that why she's moving?
Oh, maybe. Maybe maybe he kicked her and the kids out, or
it's really big.
Maybe he had an accident, and they're moving because they can't afford that house, but they moved into a nicer house. Maybe the insurance policy kicked in. I don't know.
With no belongings. Did you notice how empty the moving truck was? It's like here's three furniture. Boxes and a bed.
She was moving into a furnished house,
Sure. All right, quote number 6. This is a tougher one. Tuesday night's blank awareness meeting was, I think, a big success.
Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I know. Oh, it's the very beginning of the movie.
Can you think, of the scene where it's coming up? What is the scene that this quote comes from?
Say the blank again.
Blank.
No.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
Tuesday
night's blank awareness meeting was, I think, a big success.
This one's gonna kill me. Tuesday nights.
I hope you guys
abandoned toys meeting.
That's a really good guess. That's not it, but you want me to just give it to you?
Give me a clue.
Ooh, it's something that toys would have to be concerned about. It's a pretty deep cut. It has to do with what they're made of.
Plastic corrosion.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have gotten that. Tuesday night's plastic corrosion awareness meeting.
Plastic corrosion.
Could you hear him saying it in your head? Yeah.
Well, I mean, because I was like, man, there's something that they says that was really funny. I remember we were watching this movie. As of recording this, we watched it this morning.
Oh, that's right. It's fresh.
It's fresh. And as he said that, Elizabeth was going into the washer dryer to get something from the laundry room.
Yeah.
And I remember me and her both laughing because of like plastic getting old,
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Very good. So you're 6 for 6. Quote number 7. I don't believe that man's ever been to blank.
Oh my gosh. I don't believe that man's ever been to therapy. No.
No, I'll give you a hint. This is coming from Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I know that part.
About Sid.
I don't think he's ever been to.
I don't believe that man's ever been to.
Something training or.
You're close. You're dancing around it.
Rocket training or.
No, it had to do.
Space Academy.
It had to do with what Sid did when he took his sister's toy.
Yeah. Medical school?
There you go.
Medical school, yeah.
Very good. I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
Yep. Because he tore apart that freaking doll.
What a rotten brother.
Yeah, what a rotten kid. That kid.
He really got what he deserved.
We could talk about that later, but that kid probably had issues for the rest of his life.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. I was like, yeah, that's really where it hits you. Like, wow, he got what he deserved. He really did. Yeah. Question number 8. Quote number 8. You've got
a friend in me.
Yeah, I didn't even need to give you the
you
rest
got
of it.
A friend in me.
I figured we need to throw some out there for the kids in the audience. That's a crowd pleaser, and a classic. Okay, here we go.
You got a friend in me.
You're blank me, aren't you?
You're blank me.
Yep. This is phrased weird. I read it and I was like, what? But it is right.
You're joking me, right? No, you're kidding me, right? No, you're something.
You're getting there. You're blank me, aren't you?
You're toying with me, aren't you?
I mean, the sentiment is correct. This is said by Buzz Lightyear near to the beginning of the movie. And he's saying it to Woody.
Man.
When my kids were watching this, Lucy especially, she was like, when she thinks about favorite characters, she said Woody, when he's sassy Woody, is the best. And he's not like this. And she was like, in the rest of the movies, which I guess we'll look and see. But there's a couple points in this where he's quite sarcastic. And so in one of those moments, Buzz turns to him and he says, you're blank me, aren't you?
I'm drawing a blank.
All right, this is where you guys could pull ahead. Quote number 9, you're mocking me, aren't you?
Oh,
you're mocking me, aren't you? What?
When does he say this?
He talks about I can't even remember the context now that we've talked about all the other stuff about him, the way that he acts, and he's so embodies like believing he is who he is. And he's like, "Oh, watch out, it's an alien," or something like that, you know? I can't remember. Let us know below. I'm sure I'm going to have to fix it next week for closing the loop. Quote number 10. This is our last one.
Number 10.
I wanted to say it's a little tougher, but you got the other ones. You'll probably get this one. Years of blank wasted.
Years of academy training wasted.
Years of academy training wasted. One day you're saving the galaxy, and the next you're sipping down Darjeeling with Marie Antoinette and her little sister. Good job. Well, guys, let us know how you did. If you beat Josue, he got a 9 out of 10, which is a pretty great score. So
come at me, yo.
Let us know in the comments how you did. And if you enjoyed any of this, please hit like and subscribe wherever you are. We try and do games every week. All right, let's talk about this movie. You already said it. Toy Story came out in 1995. 1995. In 1995, you 10. Were, cresting into almost junior high, but not quite yet.
Yeah, man, crazy.
Do you remember when you first saw this or your first memories of this?
Man, it's really hard. I don't know where I was when I first saw this, to be honest. I want to say I was probably at church when I first saw it or something.
At like a viewing party or something.
Yeah,
was that covered by CCLI?
Or just in the kids' room and somebody put
on a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because when I came back to rewatch this, we had talked about don't know if the animation's going to hold up. And I was pleasantly surprised at the start.
Yeah, me too.
Because I was expecting early era VeggieTales. Remember,
oh, yeah.
If you go back and watch those and you go, it was great for its time and I still enjoy it. But the animation, you go, we've come a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
But this, especially at the start, I was like, oh, okay, this isn't bad.
No.
Now, when it comes to some of the human faces.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Problematic. But toys.
The toys looked great. I think it's so funny because I had the same thought of this is probably going to look really dated. And it was okay. It was still fine. It was good. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, wow, they got better than this. As time, it's really amazing how technology has changed and gotten more realistic. And the one I think I remember seeing the toy soldiers in a commercial or something recently of the more recent movie.
Okay.
And they definitely look a lot better than this one, but they weren't terrible in this movie.
Yeah, and talk about playing to your strengths. I think it was a very smart move for Pixar for their first fully computer animated film, which is what this was, full-length film, to do it centered around toys. There must have been a discussion about that because Tom Hanks as Woody, so much better than Tom Hanks in the Polar Express.
Yeah, you're right.
You just already have some built-in rigid features, body movements and stuff. So when he's talking, it's not, the only thing that really stood out to me was their blinking. Did you notice that the eyes don't blink evenly all the time?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why that choice was made.
That is kind of weird. It made me feel are they coming out of a concussion or a coma?
It looked like that a lot. And if I noticed it with one character, I was like, oh, maybe it's just this character, but it's everybody. Yeah. So pay attention to Woody, Buzz, Mr. Potato Head.
They all do it, yeah.
Everybody does this weird, I don't blink at the same time.
I can't see.
I love that. Potato Head has got some really great beats in this one. They're so good.
I've got to shave.
I wish I could do that in reverse. It takes so long to grow a mustache, I tell you what, but then you shave it off so quickly and it's man, if I want to grow that again, it's going to take me a solid 6 months.
That is kind of inconvenient.
Yeah. I feel this is probably still one of the most beloved animated Pixar franchises ever. They're still doing
it. The kids really liked it. They were like, hey, all right, let's watch the second one. I'm like, no, don't watch the second one yet.
Yeah. Can't do that. We're breaking the flow of the year of trilogies. Yeah. We watched this a lot, like I said, growing up. We owned it, so we watched it a ton. I don't remember the very first time or if we saw it in theaters. I wouldn't doubt that we did, but I do remember this being a movie that got quoted a lot in my classroom because I was in junior high at the time.
The one that got quoted for us was Mrs. Nesbitt all the time.
Yeah, because it's so funny and it sticks with you. But even some of the other ones, and I have some quotes still lined up. But yeah, I like going back and revisiting it and with a little bit more of a critical eye because I feel like I have seen it a lot. This first one though, I haven't watched in a while.
Yeah, I haven't watched this one in a long while. And they did such a great job, when they're in the room with Sid's room. The scary part, making it feel very scary, especially that doll on the metal spider legs, dude, crazy. I remember thinking as a kid that being a lot scarier than it really is. So they did a really good job.
They did a good job. And again, from the kids' perspective, I think the quality of the work put into it shines through.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, the characters that they use, the cast, and then even the thought out lines that they have. And as simple as like transitions at the very beginning when you get the Disney whatever, and then you hit the kind of the blue and you're fading out on Andy's room and then it's the clouds on his wall.
Yeah.
Those sorts of just well thought out, even camera angles when you first see Buzz Lightyear and it's like Woody's perspective to Buzz's feet. And then it like pans up to him.
He's like larger than life. Yeah.
It just felt like a movie, not just a cartoon.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I mean, that was the whole thing about Pixar and like a virtual camera within animation. They started thinking more about, in cartoon wise world, they started thinking more of like, how do we make this feel like a movie and not just a drawn cartoon?
Exactly.
Because of the technology that they had, they were using. And that's gotten so much better today.
Oh, yeah. But then you slap on top of it Disney magic and music like Randy Newman.
Is that right? That sounds right. Yeah.
Because I said it and I was like, is that the salad dressing? That's Paul Newman.
Paul Newman.
You do that. You convince yourself, whatever. I'm just going to go with it and fix it next week if I have to. So yeah, the
salad dressing.
The music I felt like really set the tone at the beginning in a way that I appreciated a lot. Okay, fill in this blank. Yeah, exactly. You are a blank, 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 blank. And you have my pity.
Oh, you are a very sad, sad little man.
Close,
and you have my pity.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Oh, sad, strange little man. Yeah.
And you have my pity. So Buzz, when he shows up on the scene, if you have seen the movie, is fully convinced that he is the Buzz Lightyear and a space ranger.
Is that what the movie Buzz Lightyear was about?
I don't remember
that
if I even saw it.
There's a real Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah. And I think it was designed to be the character that the toy was based on.
Yeah, so that character really exists somewhere out in the world?
Either that or
it's part
like
of a movie.
Yeah,
it's a movie or something like that.
This is the movie that the toy was based on.
Yeah.
But we only saw it once.
I never saw Buzz Lightyear, the movie.
It's just another one of those where like, why you ruin a good thing? And it looked quality, but it was in the same way that there is something that makes something like this feel different than something like that's current, where it feels like, oh, you're doing something new with it, but in a way that doesn't feel as loyal to the fans.
Yeah. And is it still voiced by Tim Allen? Or is it somebody different?
I don't know. These are questions that we're going to have to do it after the credits because I don't remember. Maybe we save that for after the credits. We can dig into Buzz Lightyear because I'm not sure. But that's like even talking about the kind of the camera setup of when he's giving his bio about how he's going to defeat the evil Emperor Zurg. And Woody is reading it on the back of the package of the spaceship that he came in.
Pretty clever.
They set it up so well where you kind of get the conceit of the whole film.
I wonder, I didn't ask the kids if they understood all of those little nuances. But I mean, I think that's the whole point of this movie is, rewatchable. As you grow up, you see different things.
Yep.
It's pretty intelligent. So
because it's funny at first, like that Buzz is hitting his little laser, and Woody's like, "Oh, whatever." It's like,
karate chop your way out of here! Stop it! What are you doing?
How are you doing that?
How are you doing?
That was one of my favorite parts too. I'm gonna set my laser from stun to kill.
That's right. Let's blink him to death.
But at the beginning of this movie, the status in the bedroom shifts from Woody being the favorite toy to then Buzz.
Yep.
Which we didn't talk about this on the podcast, but you and I and our families watched another movie together that is these exact same themes, but before and with Muppets. Do you remember?
Am I a man or a Muppet of a man?
Older than that. So we watched it around Christmas time, and I pulled it up this year. If you've never seen it, it's called The Christmas Toy.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it.
We watched it together.
The Christmas Toy?
Yeah, back at our old house. I think before we rewatched The Neverending Story. Remember how that went?
Okay, yeah.
The Christmas Toy we watched around Christmas time. I think you watched it with us. You'll have to let me know if you remember it. But it's so similar in that it starts in Christmas time and it's set up by Kermit the Frog, but he's not in it.
Okay.
So it's a Jim Henson kind of a thing.
Okay,
but it's a bunch of toys in this playroom at Christmas time. And this little tiger is so excited that Christmas is coming because he thinks Christmas is all about him. So he's like, because he was the toy last year.
Yeah.
So his only memory of Christmas is, oh, Christmas is all about when this girl finds me and she gets so excited, so I have to go get under the tree again. All the rest of the toys know you were just the new toy last year.
That's
in fact,
so crazy.
Her favorite toy from the year before is like a main character in the movie, and he doesn't get that she felt what he's about to be feeling.
That's so funny.
Because he's about to be replaced with a new toy who's kind of Buzz Lightyear. She's from space. And so
they just ripped this off from
it was
that?
so much the same. Now the terrifying thing, because in Toy Story, and you guys let me know what you think.
Yeah.
The feeling of suspense is still there when the toys are moving around the house. And it's like, oh, are we going to be seen? Like when the army men are like scoping things out and he says, leave me behind, and he's whatever.
Yeah.
But what are the stakes? Like they're just going to see you out of place?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The reason I ask is because in the Christmas Toy, if you're spotted not where they left you, you're frozen forever.
Oh.
And it's like risky because now he's trying to get himself to the Christmas tree and they're like, you can't do this, Rugby, because if they find you at a place and she opens that box, you're going to be frozen forever. And they have this little memorial area of the playroom where a bunch of essentially dead toys are just laid out because they don't come to life anymore.
Whoa.
But the rest of the toys, every time the kids leave the room, all kind of come to life and interact with each other.
That's pretty cool. I wish they would have kept that in.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but somehow Toy
Story. Because you could be a replaced toy, but also a dead toy.
Not dead, frozen forever.
Frozen forever.
Now, not to let the plot out of the bag, but at the end of the Christmas Toy, it ends in kind of a happier way.
Oh, okay, yeah. One of the parts that I really like too was, when they're comparing him, like Buzz Lightyear's introduced to all the toys and they're all like gawking and ooh and awing.
Ooh, a laser.
Yeah, and the way he hits the button and it says stuff. He's like, oh, it's kind of like Woody's pull string, but only it doesn't sound like a broken phone or something. What did he say? Like a broken radio
I can't remember,
speaker. And he's like, oh.
It's really well done too, where Woody begins the whole movie by saying, nobody worry about the birthday. We're not going to be replaced. We're all here to help Andy. And then all of a sudden he's the guy that's getting replaced and he can't take it.
I wonder if it, as a childhood, like they were thinking about childhood and for like grown-ups and going, oh, remember that toy that you used to love?
Yeah.
You just threw it aside. Shame on you.
Like an old glove.
Like an old glove. Trying to guilt people into like remembering their childhood.
No, it's that
it
fondness
worked, okay?
of it. Yeah, we all feel bad. Where's my Iron Man?
Yeah, exactly.
Left him in a bush. Sid's got him. I liked not only the quick hit jokes, in the dialogue, like when they said short people up front at the meeting and the little Russian nesting dolls or whatever they were. Like the
Eva loved that one.
Intentionally placed nostalgic toys, which even in the 90s, a kid like me was going, oh, I remember having that.
Yeah.
And some of them still exist. Some of them not so much.
Was it in Toy Story 2 where you see the phone? The toy phone?
Yeah. It wasn't in this one?
because in this one, it's the goggles. It's the binoculars.
Who can talk? I don't know how.
But it's still his own eyes when you look through I thought, for some reason, when Woody picked them up and looked through them, his eyes would like replace the...
No, because even Buzz, he's just looking through one of the lenses. So you'd have like 2 eyeballs in one lens.
Yeah.
He's looking at Sid's dog. Oh, he's a hairy fella. Yeah. No, not him. How about Etch-a-Sketch? At the beginning, hey, Etch, draw.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I remember I had one of those too.
Did you like it? Because I remember having it and always being frustrated, but then always coming back to it because there was nothing else to do, I guess.
True. Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I never got good at it.
Yeah. I don't think anybody got good at it. I mean, I guess there's probably a couple Etch-a-Sketch savants out there. I know.
Yeah. Send us your Etch-a-Sketches if you're out there.
I like the bit too where Woody's so bummed out that he's got Buzz Lightyear drawn on him and he takes him and he just erases him in anger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Poor toy. Like so violently shook him.
I would say, do kids get that now? But Etch-a-Sketches are still a thing.
Are they?
Yeah. Some of these toys are still linger around. It's like a
lot of the baby toys for sure are still around. Those are classic.
Yeah.
Like why change them? Babies are babies.
Did the ball with the star on it exist, or is that made up for this movie?
Oh, that's interesting. I think it did.
But you got like the Hot Wheels track, which is universal, even the lamp, which isn't a toy, but you get the toy soldiers we talked about. I definitely had those.
The dinosaur.
Yeah.
Everyone had a dinosaur like that had like, that was a solid piece of plastic that only the tail maybe rotated on it.
Yeah.
And only the arms and maybe the legs. Yeah. But nothing else about it like moved like some of the Jurassic Park toys I've seen today.
With the open teeth and eventually the paint on the teeth would start wearing.
Yeah, exactly.
How about the Slinky Dog? Was that a thing that
I never had one of those. I think I've seen that before though.
We had it later.
Yeah.
All my kids, so starting with Lou, had like
Did
Toy
you just
Story.
Go to the Toy Story? I mean, get by Toy Story
we
toys?
got them at Disney. So Lucy, we went through probably 3 Woodies because the kids would like swing them around by the pull string or their heads. Guy. Like Woody takes a real beating in this movie.
So your kids are Sid? Some version of Sid.
And what do you do with the old one? You have a service and throw them away, or I don't know what you do. But a couple of the pull strings out. But we had Woody, we had Buzz, we had Bullseye, and I think a Jessie. But then at some point at Christmas time, some other parent who had bagged their kids' stuff, we just got it all. Oh, so God. We had so many Toy Story things of all sizes. We had that whole like put it together almost like a what's the game that's in this movie, Mousetrap, where it's like you can put together that Toy Story thing. I have a video of it somewhere. I don't know. So if I find it, I'll stitch it in. I don't know if I will.
But toys are like the one like for real nostalgia thing that I think everybody has or will have. Even generations today, they're going to grow up with completely different toys and have a completely different set of nostalgia than we do.
Yeah.
And
just blank phone screens.
Oh my gosh.
They'll all be like, oh, remember iPhones and iPads?
Yeah.
Before we had virtual reality contact lenses and we really cut ourselves off from the rest of the world.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's going to be very different.
Go blow up an action figure, kid.
Yeah, go buy a rocket online.
Yeah, this kid. I don't know who this kid's parents are. Sid, your Pop-Tarts are ready. I'm like, what is this house?
That's his dinner. Pop-Tarts. Yeah. Because wasn't it like lunch?
No, it was breakfast time.
It was breakfast?
It was in the morning after they woke up and he's like burning a hole in Woody's head.
That's right.
Yeah.
It came. Who sells a little kid a freaking rocket?
No, he's doing, there's some sort of criminal activity there. He shouldn't have been able to buy that. He was posing as his parent. Maybe Probably. He was posing as his dad, who's also not in the picture.
Yeah, that's right.
Because Disney, this is what Disney does, right?
Disney gets rid of dads, don't they?
Not always, but it's a lot of single parents. Yeah,
or moms. They get rid of moms too.
Yeah, sometimes it's a
Bambi's got his mom shot, and his dad's a distant, like just a distant. I don't know, shadowy figure.
This isn't this movie at all. But is deer culture like lion culture, where there's only one male to however many females?
I think so.
Is that why he's going from? He's got other kids, but Bambi is the heir to the throne.
What throne?
I know he's like king of the forest, isn't he?
Is he? Oh yeah,
I don't remember.
Right.
He is. He's like, I'm just trying to think why his dad is like that. But at least he's alive or there.
He's there in the distance, like checking in.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Is that what Andy's dad is doing? Just across the street with his hands in his windbreaker, watching Andy go to school, like, hey, what's up?
Oh, that's so terrible. Hi, Dad.
I'm with my other family right now.
Oh, my God.
In the other forest.
Oh, geez.
In the other cul-de-sac. That's terrible.
I'm sorry, folks. We're going down a really deep, dark hole here.
These Disney writers, like, who hurt you?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's got mom and dad issues. It's really true.
Oh, no.
The other thing that really brought me back to the 80s and 90s was the action figure commercial where Buzz Lightyear finally has to confront a TV ad of Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, Buzz Lightyear.
Wait, was that his dad in that love seat? Passed out?
Wait, was there a guy there?
Yeah.
No. Is there?
The dog, he runs in there and the dog like sniffs whatever. It sees somebody sleeping on a recliner,
wow,
snoring, and then the dog decides like to leave.
So maybe it's my issue. Maybe I've blocked out the dads.
Yeah, well,
he's there the whole time.
I think there's only one dad, and it's Sid's, and he's asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Letting his kid do whatever.
Kids.
Well, the little girl she wasn't bad.
She seemed like, yeah, I guess you're right. She wasn't like Sid, that's for sure. She was more, because she's a girl.
Yeah, she was going with like her circumstance. She was playing with dolls with no heads on them.
Yeah, gotta make it
girl.
work.
She was like, I'm just gonna make it work because I have
She's got her own trauma.
Brother. Yeah.
Also, like Andy's sister Molly, you see her but barely, and then does she come up in the other movies, or my kids? I asked them this question, and they're like, "Well, it's kind of like she is in this movie, where you see her in passing, but she's not a character like Andy is."
Yeah, I don't think she is either. I love what she was doing to Mr. Potato Head, though.
Oh, with this, like taking him apart and the spit and the
yeah. He's like, it says on my label,
3 and up.
I'm not a babysitter for what? Mrs. Drool or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Anyhow, though, that commercial took me like I could hear like even the guitar, the screaming electric guitar.
Yeah,
I remember Saturday morning cartoons, and it'd be a break in between like Ninja Turtles, and then it's like a kid playing with the Ninja Turtles action figures. It's like blah blah, here's Shredder and blah.
It was very of the times, that commercial, because that's that's all it was. Like the toy commercials of the 90s were kids. Like disembodied hands moving.
Sometimes you would see their faces, but then the hand with the toy, like flying.
Exactly, doing everything. Like where he's like, it's got laser action, and then you see the hand, the kid's hand just,
Yeah, exactly.
Very much like that's what it was. It's not like they're not using CGI in commercials to make this toy look better than they're giving you what it actually looks like.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, but you get like the play set too. But then I love the bit at the end to really hit the nail in the coffin where it's like bleep bleep, not a flying toy.
Yeah.
And then the guy's voice, the local toy store, come on down to Al's Toy Barn, blah 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 blah. I don't know. Do those commercials still exist?
He sees like hundreds of Buzz Lightyears. He's like, dang. Yeah. And then he finally notices his Made in Taiwan thing, and you didn't see it before.
No, he chose. There's a real psychological truth going on underneath the surface here about like what we choose to allow ourselves to see and the reality that we choose to live in, by our own self-deception.
That is very true.
Like at what point did he really acknowledge that I'm here in a toy room and there is no Emperor Zurg?
I know. Oh, geez.
Yeah, this is where, and I don't remember the sequels as well, but I feel like it's dangerous to create sequels and additional Buzz Lightyear stories and stuff because you sort of break the conceit of this whole film.
Yeah, that's true.
If you start adding too much backstory, too many extended characters, too many other circumstances, it's really dangerous.
That's why like the first, second, and third were good at like building on what was happening, and you keep building on the characters' like development instead of going back in time and giving you something that kind of fills in. I'm still baffled that they've gotten so much mileage out of this franchise. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it through the year, and the new movie comes out this summer, and I'm just like, they're still making these. And every time I go, oh no, they're going to ruin it. And then I go, oh, that was good.
Good job. Yeah. I mean, Pixar hasn't done a bad job Is Pixar still around?
Yeah.
I thought they. I know they got owned. They owned by Disney, so it's still kind of a branch of Disney.
Weren't they always? Or was Apple involved? Oh man, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I always view them as kind of the same because you have the Disney intro at the beginning, even for these ones.
That's
true. I
true.
guess it's added in.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah, it's interesting because it's no longer a trilogy really.
Right.
But I will say the trilogy was probably like the original. I think there's something to be said about the first three kind of, they could have stopped.
I have trouble splitting in my head where the trilogy ends. Like I remember number 2 hits Woody's Roundup. I remember number 3, they go to the daycare with Lotso. Mm-hmm. And then 4, it's hard in my head to differentiate.
The spork, right?
Oh yeah, Sporky. And the creepy dummies.
And they supposedly like split up.
Yeah.
So what's 5 going to be about?
I guess we're going to find out.
It's weird.
All right. A couple moments that stood out for me that I want to ask about. First of all, why is the baby sitting in the front seat of the car?
It's the 90s, brother.
Was it like that though? A forward-facing car seat right next to mom in the front of the car. That was just a normal thing?
Yeah, just like drinking was back then.
While driving? No. You're remembering the 90s differently than me.
Seatbelts were optional back in the 90s.
I do remember that. Now my car, I literally was pulling it around to like repark it because of the snow, and I didn't put my seatbelt on, which I have obviously never done because it does not stop beeping. I'm like, does my car, most cars will like do it 3 times and then stop for a little bit and then remind you. Not mine now. Nope. It just constantly... okay, I've just never
I don't
noticed.
know if it was in this era, in like 95, 93, 4, 5, maybe even 6, when the cars came out with the automatic seatbelts.
Yeah.
Was that
like a sports car?
Was that era, or was that with the 80s?
It was in the 80s too.
It was in the 80s too, right? Yeah,
it's probably more common.
You didn't have an option, and if you wanted to take the seatbelt out of the thing that ran, you had to use like some type of tool to like disengage it.
And I don't know if it's because of my upbringing or the culture or cars or whatever now, but it is absolutely the norm for my kids to have their seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Where I do remember sometimes maybe as a kid, I wouldn't. Yeah. I remember the lap belt, the multi-kid lap belt. Was that in like the Volkswagen van or something?
That's crazy. That's not going to help that much.
And the bench seats in the car with maybe not even a headrest,
I mean, I remember my dad had a pickup truck that had a bench seat in the front.
Yeah.
It's just one giant seat in the front. And if you're in the middle, there's no seatbelt for the middle. You're just riding,
on somebody else's lap, probably.
Yeah, or you're completely riding in faith at that point that you're not going to get into a wreck.
No, I remember us having like a Volkswagen van and playing around in the back. I don't remember what the version was called, like with games. When we moved across the country from one end to the other, and we had that old Chevy station wagon, and it was kind of like Andy's family. Like we basically just had toys in a U-Haul behind us, but in the back seat of the Volkswagen or the Chevy, where it had a seat, we had all of our stuff lined up and a blanket on top. Oh. And it was like one kid at a time would get a turn being in the back, and you could like lay down and mess around. But by the end of our like 1.5 to 2 week road trip, you could straight up sit up back there. And the 3 of us, I remember playing cards in the back of the car, like around each other. But again, you're not sitting with a seatbelt.
Yeah.
That was terribly dangerous. And it's a miracle we're still alive.
Dude, the 90s were a blast.
We're being nostalgic for the lack of safety.
Well, I remember driving around and being a passenger in the flatbed of the truck sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Going down 50, Lee Highway.
Yep.
In like 45, 50 miles per hour in the back seat. I mean, not seat, in the back flatbed of the pickup truck.
Totally. I went on a camping trip with my brother-in-law now. He wasn't my brother-in-law at the time, but sitting in the back of the truck the whole time. And I remember like you'd hit a bump and you're like, oh, sitting on the wheel well.
Yep. Yeah, on the rear wheel, where it's like this much stopping you from just like falling over.
Yeah, we had a shell on that one, but
oh no, not this one. This was wide open, brother.
Yeah, we've done that too.
We'd open up the back little window and talk to everybody inside the cab. Yeah, those are the times.
We're not traveling like that anymore.
Nah.
I think one of my favorite sequences in this film we already mentioned, but was that Buzz. He kind of sipping a little too much tea, and he's just having his crisis after seeing the commercial. Is very funny.
It is really, really funny. He's having a midlife existential crisis.
Don't you see the hat?
Don't you see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbitt.
So I think too, though. What works is the comedy that's sort of layered on top of genuine loss, which feels like a human experience. Like you're facing something so tragic and it's like, it just all becomes a joke. But then when you talk about it now, like not even just the car, but you look back at maybe some of the tragedies or the things you experienced. And I just had family visiting and you talk about some of these, like, which at the time were almost not horrific, but like really like scarring experiences. But now you can laugh at them, you know? And it just is a way that we process life.
It really is, yeah. And I mean, it also makes you wonder if you would just listen to your friends telling you where you've gone wrong, you would save yourself an existential crisis.
Oh, you're talking about Buzz, but they weren't his friends yet.
Well, still strangers.
Yeah. But
I don't know, someone is telling you the truth. Listen.
It is such a good anecdote for life because, you know, Woody and Buzz go through this experience together where they're lost and they have to find their way back. And then by the end of the movie, you know, even when they're finally escaped and they're about to get back on the truck and Buzz is stuck in the fence and you see finally Woody has made it and he looks back and he chooses immediately not to be selfish, but to go and to help him, even though it's a risk to him. Mm-hmm. But they're like a team now. And I think that kind of relationship that's forged in kind of the bond of adversity is a really universal experience. And so to take this and to put it in a kid's toy, whatever.
What should have Woody have done in reality?
I don't know.
Because he wasn't wrong. And at first he wasn't being like mean. He was probably being selfish as far as like, oh man, insecure about himself, which is okay. That's a real thing. He was, but he wasn't like terrible, you know, he was jealous for sure. He's got all these things that are bad.
The moment, it's like, this is what a good story does. Like the moment that he was just going to do something kind of rotten that he shouldn't have done, which is to like toss him behind the dresser. Yeah. It turns sour and goes way beyond what he had expected. Yeah. And now he's doing cleanup the whole movie. And that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, so what should he have done? He should have explained to them like, yes, I was jealous. I wanted to drop him in the back of this drawer so I would be taken. I'm really sorry.
But at that point, it had gotten so heated. Like the moment of decision, right? Where he tries to drive Buzz behind the dresser, right? And he misses. And then that cork board falls over and the pins start falling down. And you go, oh, that was a bad choice because you did something that's really dangerous. Yeah. I think it escalated to a place where it was just beyond his control because then the lamp kicks him out the window and he's doing damage control. Like he's trying to explain himself, but he realizes I can't tell him the true story because then I'm telling, like, he's not ready to be vulnerable. So I don't know. The whole trajectory of events is like believable. And then Buzz is down there in the bushes and then Andy comes in to grab a toy and he sees Woody. Yeah. So maybe Woody could have hid himself instead of allowing Andy to come in and find him and take him.
I guess so.
You know, if you're trying to solve
he would have been part of the solution to try to find Buzz and get him back into the house and not go through all this stuff.
Right. But again, you're making bad decision on top of another bad decision.
But I don't know why Buzz didn't apologize to Woody and be like, man, you were telling me the entire time I was a toy and I didn't believe you.
Well, he didn't realize that until he saw himself on the TV. That was way at the end.
I know that was way at the end, but that's what he should have, you know, kind of, that's what I would have gone to. It was like, man, this guy was right the entire time. Dude, I'm sorry. Like, I was completely wrong. You were right.
Well, because he's still struggling with his own identity.
But you never see that at the end reconcile.
They kind of do.
You were right the whole time.
At the end, when Buzz is strapped to the rocket and they're sitting in Andy's room and he realizes he's going to die, you know, that's it. I'm not going to be frozen forever. I'm legit going to blow up. Yeah. That's it. This crazy kid. And so they have the moment where Woody realizes something about himself. So they're both having their self-actualized moments where Woody's going, this is all because I was selfish, because I wanted whatever.
Yeah.
And so it plays out that way versus them going, oh, let's shake hands and make up.
Yeah.
But I guess the rest is kind of implied.
That's pretty good. That's a very manly type of thing.
Yeah, not acknowledge your feelings to one another.
just move on like, oh, we're good. Okay, fine.
We're fine.
I messed up, and you messed up. So let's just keep moving on with our lives.
But then they really resolve their emotional issue, their relational issue by saving each other. I thought that was me.
That was me.
They really acknowledge they resolve their emotional tension by helping each other. So when the whole scene in the backyard where Woody gets all the toys together and they play that trick on Sid, like you said, that is going to give Sid trauma forever and make him like ostracized in society. Yeah. The toys are alive. And he just starts talking and it's just like, oh, it's just so well done. The creepy, like ascending out of the mud pit with the soldier with
that
nail
was
through his
crazy.
head.
Yeah, that was wild. I like that scene too. That was awesome.
And the frog. The whole thing.
He buried a whole like Tonka truck in the sand pit.
The sand pit.
Crazy, dude.
Your toys, Sid.
You need to, what does he say to Sid? Play nicer or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know what he says. Forget what he says.
When his face starts moving at the end, and he freaks out.
Yeah.
And his sister realizes and she starts chasing him with the toy.
Yeah.
Very funny.
I would have done that same thing.
The climax of this movie at the end with the car chase scene 2 works really well because it now brings everything back together. So the toys don't believe him. And Woody gets on the truck and he kicks the car off to save Buzz. And they're all like, he's at it again, and they're like after him. And now now him and Buzz still have to work together to get on the car. The tension of that moment, the way that it builds, it's all just really good.
That's really
good.
And
then the non-flying flying at the end.
Yeah, they did a really good job. He was actually flying at the end there.
I mean, he was gliding.
Gliding, yeah. He definitely did glide. Those wings actually did do something.
Which we had a legit Buzz Lightyear action figure. There's no way you're catching enough wind with that heavy piece of plastic to glide anywhere.
I like how he's like, we're not aiming for the truck, and then he like closes his wings and he falls directly down, and implying that the wings were actually doing something.
And the most frustrating moment for any child where he's like, here they are. And the mom's like, yep, see, exactly what I told you. You didn't look hard enough. And as a kid, you're like, they went on a whole journey around the Pizza Planet and Sid's house. And
they literally just landed in this box, Ma, and you're not...
Yeah.
You don't care. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I told you you'd find them.
Adults have no imagination is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, and again, from like the kid's perspective, the idea that all this could be happening that validates who you are and the experience without even having to explain it.
So crazy.
Okay, one last thing
Good
before
stuff.
we talk about how we think about this. I appreciated the visual drops of all these things. I spotted Operation, Mousetrap. They talk about Battleship. Candyland is in the background. Twister is on the shelf. This old game called Ants in the Pants. I don't know if you saw it. I had to rewind it because I'm like, I recognize that specific box, but it was in a crate and I had to Google it. But it was this old game where you could, I don't even remember, but literally it was like a pair of overalls and ants. I don't even know why I know it because I don't even remember owning it. I just remember it existing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'm going to have to pull up a picture
Ants
of it.
in the Pants. Is that a board game?
It was like a toy game. It wasn't a board game per se.
Overalls. I think I kind of remember what you're talking about. For some reason, I'm picturing Don't Break the Ice.
It is exactly like that. It was probably made by the same company. Here you go. This has got to be the newer packaging, but it was something like that where you had this like pair of pants.
I remember that one.
Even the font, this one probably too.
Yeah, I do remember this. I never played it myself though.
Yeah, me either. How do I know what this is? Barrel of Monkeys is in there. And of course, a Speak and Spell.
Speak and Spell? Which one was that one?
The little, touch the screen and the little digital text across it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think our kids had one of those. Because it was like a laptop, though.
Oh, yeah, this one. It would tell you a word and you would have to spell it.
Oh, geez.
It was a very 80s toy.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played with that one.
But that when they're having the original meeting at the beginning, and Woody's like, Andy's birthday party has been moved to today, and they're all for like, what? Yeah. The speak and spell on across it goes like, what? With question mark,
That's
exclamation
awesome.
point.
That's awesome. The little details like that is really good.
Yeah. The last thing that I thought about too when I was watching this was going to Disney for the Toy Story experience. They had full-sized green army men with the same kind of feet marching around there. They had the Buzz Lightyear game where you could like shoot at aliens. They had an experience where you could do an obstacle course in Toy Story in like Andy's room, and you could strap on the toy soldier like foot thing, so you had to move around like that.
That's so crazy.
It was exactly this era because it was around junior high that I went, and it was all like bring it to life, put yourself right in the middle of it.
Oh my gosh.
Super cool.
Yeah. That's really cool. Well,
good
times.
What did your kids think? They're already on board 100%. You said they wanted to watch the second.
Oh yeah, they were totally on board. It's funny because like it's not super modern, you know. It's old, but they don't say this is an old movie,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yep. My kids take it as something that exists, that is good. It's in my life, and I have it, like Rice Krispies, you know, or whatever the kid equivalent is of like Reese's Puffs cereal. This has just always existed for me, and it's always been something that I've consumed, and I enjoy it, and it is.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time they saw the movie, but they enjoy it. It's not one that they always want to watch. But when we mentioned it, they were like, "Oh yeah, why not?"
It's not like
you're right. It's like going back to like something that's always existed, like your favorite cereal or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is different because obviously for us, like I remember when this movie came out, and it was such a big shift in animation.
Yeah, it really was.
Even as a kid, it was a big deal to me.
And I mean, yeah, and then different cartoons started mixing in cartoon with this type of technology.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were the ones that were like, no, we're just going to go full on CGI.
Right.
So crazy.
Well, I'd say, yeah, even in the year 2026,
I think it holds up.
This,
I think it holds up. Yeah.
I think it holds up too.
For sure.
It was such a fun thing to just rewatch, and I've seen it 100 times.
The theme definitely holds up, So yeah, tell us what you think. I think it holds up. I don't think it's nostalgia.
Yeah, let us know, guys, what you think. Drop it in the comments. Let us know, or you could just reach out on Instagram and tell us, because I'm sure I'll post some reels from this week. We'll see. But I am, I guess, looking forward to number 2, but still not sure if I'm going to look at it and go, that was better. That made the movie, the franchise better. Because I feel like historically, people's take on number 2 of any trilogy is usually like, I like the first one.
Yeah.
I like the way that it ended. 2 felt like a filler. But in the same way that Back to the Future, we haven't watched for the podcast number 2 yet, didn't necessarily plan to do it as a trilogy. I think that works in its favor because it wasn't like a now cliffhanger number 2. It's like a full complete story arc. And then even number 2 wasn't like the Hunger Games where you're like, you're just dropping it here to then bring us back. It was its own thing, so I think I'm going to like it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm going to like it. I can't remember the plot as much as the third one.
Yeah,
because I think I've seen the third one like maybe 2-3 times. I don't know if I've seen the second one just more than once actually.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now.
Yeah, but the end of today, we need to close the loop.
It's like a snake eating its own tail.
I have a list of things from a single episode that I need to address.
What?
Episode 66, we talked about Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You guys may already know some of these details, but I'm just going to burn through them real fast because we don't have a lot of time. First of all, the first Knives Out movie has no additional subtitle. It is just called Knives Out. Oh. So search it. You'll find it. We asked, why did they not recognize Marty in the future, the current timeline, when he returns from the past? Why did his parents not look at him and go, this is the guy that was at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance?
Oh, that's right.
There is a whole graphic novel that explores that exact thing.
Really?
Apparently. I haven't read it, but I heard that it exists.
Did you read it?
No.
Oh, kind of want to know. Now I'm going to look it up.
We'll have to look up the graphic novel and review it. I'll make a note. Third point here, the actor who plays Marty's brother. Not Marty's brother, I'm sorry. Lorraine's brother with the coonskin cap.
Oh, yes, that's right. He looks super recognizable.
Yeah, I accidentally said he was from The Growing Pains. I think we both knew I meant The Wonder Years, but I said Growing Pains.
Okay. Yeah,
He's
Growing
not
Pains.
Leonardo DiCaprio or Kirk Cameron or whomever.
Wait, Leonardo DiCaprio was in Growing Pains?
Yeah, I think later on.
That's crazy.
I think he came in as like I'm going to have to fix this later. As like an adopted kid or.
Oh, wow.
There was some, I don't know, he was in it. I didn't remember him from that. I found out that in adulthood.
That's funny.
But anyway, yeah, the kid was the brother in the Wonder Years, and I don't remember his name.
That makes sense, yeah.
Michael J. Fox, when filming Back to the Future, we're like, oh yeah, he was still a teenager or whatever. He was 23.
23.
So it wasn't that big of a deal that they gave him real alcohol in that bottle in the car.
That's so funny.
He probably had a drink
Even though
before.
he was a high schooler.
Yeah.
Was he a senior in high school?
In the movie? Gee, probably because he's skipping class so much and going out with Jennifer, taking the car out. I mean, he was definitely an upperclassman.
Yeah, upperclassman.
Christopher Lloyd at the time of filming Back to the Future. Oh no. It was maybe now. I have it listed. Christopher Lloyd, 87. That must mean now.
Whoa. Yeah, he's
There's
87
no way he was 87 then.
No, that'd be crazy.
He's 100.
He'd be dead by now. Sorry, Christopher Lloyd.
I accidentally said Ted Danson's real life wife was Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is not his wife. It's Mary Steenburgen.
I have no idea who that is.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
No. Yeah.
She was in Birds of Prey. Did you ever see that movie, Harley Quinn? She was the huntress.
No, I don't think I saw that movie.
Oh man, I'll Google it and show you a picture.
All
it
right.
doesn't matter because we don't need to create another loop to close, but just FYI. You asked in the TV edited version, what do we turn into? Jerks or something? Yeah, it is a-holes that he says in the original. There's also a TV edited, "You're dead, you little snot-nosed brat." Actually the line was, "You're dead, you little SOB," in the original, not in the TV edited version. I think one of the goons.
Oh, okay.
And then Marty says,
Billy Zane says that?
Maybe. No. Anyway, Marty says in the TV edited version, "Geez Louise, you just disintegrated Einstein." He uses the Lord's name, not Geez Louise, but I like that. One of my favorite TV edits of all time that I remember laughing about with one of my friends in junior high was, I don't remember if it was Uncle Buck or The Great Outdoors, but it was a John Candy movie, and the whole family is in a cabin. Do you remember this movie? Maybe it was The Great Outdoors, where there's a big bear where he has to go and eat that giant steak to eat it for free.
Oh, no. I don't
You've
think
never
I've
seen it?
No.
Oh,
What's it
man,
called?
we got to watch that movie. I think it's The Great Outdoors. The Great Outdoors.
I'll look it up.
It's John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
I'm sure it's really good because both of them are hilarious.
There's this whole scene where the family members are screaming to each other, "Shove it up your," and in the TV edited, you can see their mouth, but the word comes out, "kazoo." Shove it up your kazoo. No, you shove it up your kazoo.
Wow.
One of my favorite all-time TV edits.
That's funny.
All right. That was a lot. And in fact, if you want more, we're going to have for next week a short segment of After the Credits that we can talk about a little bit and dig into some of the trivia that we found on this. But for now, let us know what you think about Toy Story.
Yeah, please.
And if you have 5 seconds, why don't you go ahead and give us 5 stars?
Yeah.
That's the best help that you can do is go on Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review. Even if there's no review, your 5 stars help us find more people.
Yep. Yes, they do.
We are still creeping our way up the algorithm and, people are responding. And so thank you if you have already done that. What's coming next, Josue?
So I think it's a 2 in it, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
We're hitting Back to the Future too. So if you haven't already,
if you haven't gotten the pattern here,
we're doing trilogies. We're hitting 2 trilogies now, and then we've got another couple of trilogies for later. But I didn't want to leave it too long. Apparently, the Escobars couldn't even wait this long.
I know. Yeah, we already watched Back to the Future 2.
Yeah, great. I haven't watched it. I'm looking forward to watching it. So you can watch it with us, and you can reach out to us if you have ideas of either other trilogies or movies that we could watch. You can't maybe sit here like Clark did today, but we will use your voice if you send a voice memo to ideas@WDYT.show. And there you can also find all the links to your favorite platform if you want to listen on Spotify or Apple or iHeartRadio.
Anywhere you consume podcasts.
Yeah, we are everywhere, and you can find all of those links at WDYT.show. YouTube has been one of my favorites because last week we had the test kitchen, and you definitely want to see.
That one was a good one.
You definitely want to see some of those things. It took me a long time to edit all those clips in, so I hope you enjoyed them. And in the meantime, thank you guys for going on this journey through Toy Story and Pixar early animation with us.
Crazy.
Yeah. We'll see you next time on What Do You Think of This?
Peace.
Bye.